Hey everybody, it's Joe with suburbanprepping.com. Anybody who's got a garden needs a composter of some sort, whether that's a pile or a composter that you bought at the store or one that you made yourself. What I'd like to show you today is the Lifetime Dual Compost Tumbler, which solves one of the questions, one of the problems that most composters have. That's, what do I do with all the stuff that I want to compost while I'm already cooking a batch of compost? Get another composter, or in this case, just put it on the other side. Let's go ahead and unbox it and see how hard it is to put together. You'll see they've made really good use of the inside of the box. Everything fits nice, snug, and compact, and things that might scratch or bump around are nice and individually wrapped. Let's go ahead and look at each one of the components and take a look at the assembly instructions. So once we've unboxed everything and laid it all out, you'll notice a lot of attention to detail in the packaging and in the packing and everything that comes with this nice composter. There is our assembly manual. All of our screws and nuts and bolts are all just packaged very well, so you're not going to have to worry about losing any or worry about if anything is there or not. We've also got some really heavy duty structural material over there for the legs and the braces. Coming over here, we've even got a how to compost multilingual DVD. The other components that you need all individually bagged. And then over here are the panels for the two separate composters. Now these are high density polyethylene. That's a very, very high quality durable plastic, and it's double molded. So if you see, it's got kind of two walls there. The inside is what you're looking at right now. There's an outside wall. It's all nice. That adds an extra little insulating value to it. It also adds some structural rigidity to the whole thing. Very nice. Let's go ahead and put this together. So it took a couple of hours to put those together. Myself and my 11-year-old daughter working together. I was surprised just how easy they went together once the initial figuring was done. You see, unlike the other composters made by Lifetime products, these guys have these neat little splines that join the two sides together. There's a certain order that you have to do them in to get it all to fit correctly, and they're really quite tight, so getting them in there might be accomplished best by using a mallet to knock them together. And you have these neat little end caps that kind of plug those holes on the end, allow for drainage, and kind of tie everything together and give it a nice clean look. So if we come over and take a look, here is the handle. Now the thing I like about these, I've got the camera that I'm holding in one hand, and if we want to pretend like that's some table scraps, I can very easily open this up and get right inside with one hand. You'll notice it's kind of free form here. I should have locked it shut, but I didn't. Let me show you here just how easy this spins. Now, don't do this, don't spin it when it's empty, because if you do, and your locking pin, let me get this right side up, your locking pin's right over here. If you set that down like that, it's going to lock in the next available position for easy loading here, but if it does that while you're spinning fast, you're going to bend, can't see it very well, that little pin right down there, which is a little bit of a pain to pull out and flatten back out again, but it can be done. But anyway, back to this. One hand, you can turn it either way, works just fine. Open it up, 50-gallon interior. There's your center bar. That's not only the pivot point in the middle, but it's also the aeration bar. So you're going to get some really nice air circulation to the inside. Really good size. In fact, my 11-year-old daughter can fit in there. Don't recommend that at home. Now you notice this little cap that popped off. It's a little red cap is all. What you do is just slip that right there over the end. Now what that means is this composter is full, and you're not going to add any extra stuff to it. Instead, you're just going to come out, unlock it, and spin it a couple times a day. The more times a day you spin it, the better. If you miss a day or two, that's okay, but you want to spin it because that helps circulate all the material in there, spreads out those beneficial microbes, helps with the decomposition. Over here, on the other hand, this can be the one that you are filling up. So you're putting whatever you want in here, you're filling it while you're cooking your compost in that one. That's why it's really nice to have a dual composter. Another thing that's really nice is this comes off really easy, just slides right off, goes back on. I'd recommend doing this with 2 hands rather than just the one like I'm doing it. But again, closes very, very securely with just one hand. So this is the dual composter. I like it. If you're going to get one, if you're serious about composting, get the dual composter. Either that or get 2 single composters. Why? Again, because one side you're going to be cooking your compost, while the other side you're going to be adding your table scraps and garden trimmings and whatnot into. But that one's cooking and you're not adding any more stuff to it. That way it's going to get done faster. It also eliminates the need to have both a composter and a compost pile. So let's look at the previous versions. This is another model, much more square in shape. It's a bit bigger. I'm not going to lock it in place, but don't try this at home, guys. Make sure you lock it. I can't because I got a handful. 2 clasps to get into it. Really a good design. And then you can see my compost. It's almost done in there. I've got some bigger material that I need to filter out. But you can see the mechanism in the back, how that folds together. Again, it's a little bit larger, holds some more compost, has an aeration bar down in the bottom, and you just give it a couple turns every day. Works great. I love it. In fact, that one cooks compost faster than any composter I've ever used before. I expect these will do it even quicker. This is the previous model. It's much larger. It's what I like to call the industrial gardener size. Holds about 75 gallons. Now, my problem with this, there were actually 2, and it's locked down over here. So let me pull the pin and unlock it. Again, holding the camera in one hand. Not as easy as you might think. Get the camera in here. So the same type of dual clasp setup. Let me lock this in so you can see it. One clasp there, one clasp there. We'll open it up. See inside here. This one's a little bit dry. I need to add some more green material to it, but overall, doing good, composting nice. But it's hard for me to fill this up. It takes a whole season or more just to fill it before it really starts composting. So I don't do enough composting to justify this one. If you've got a bigger lot, that might be great for you. Even still, I love it. So we'll come back over here so you can see them next to each other. There you go. I had those 2 side by side. You can see they take up quite a bit more footprint than this new one with its really, really low profile leg system. I like that a lot. It's a bit more stable on the ground too, without having the loop legs. So it feels a lot more stable. You don't have to worry about it leveling, rocking and whatnot. Overall, fabulous. I love these things. They look beautiful. They're easier for the kids to turn. They're the best rotating composters I've ever used. And going from the first generation, second generation, and now the third generation dual composters, you can see lots and lots of improvement. But even still, just want to put a plug in here, guys. When I first got that composter, that's a Costco model. I got it for around 99 bucks with a Costco membership, of course. That's a little bit smaller than the $600 composters you can get online and have delivered. So you can get 6 of those for the same price as the one big one. I wouldn't get 6, but you can do that. Now, I don't know what the pricing on these guys is going to be in your neck of the woods. Head over to suburbanprepping.com. I'll have some links over there on where you can get them so you can get more accurate pricing for your neighborhood. They should be local. If they're not, I'll give you a link where you can buy them online and have them delivered right to your door. The box itself is relatively heavy. It's about 150 pounds, so I'd recommend 2 people carry it around, though I was able to muscle it into the backyard and put it together. Moving it is easy. Once you've got it put together, it just takes 2 people, 1 on each side. You can pick it up and move it. Really, really easy. Don't do it when they're full, of course, but when they're empty like this. So they look great. They function great. They go together really, really easily. There's hardly any screws that you have to put in compared to the others. Let me show you what I mean over there. So that one has screws on every side. There's a whole bunch of it. It holds it together really, really nice, but it takes some time to put them all in. This guy has a much cleaner look. If you notice right in here, And right down here, these edges all look nice and tight together. They're clean. I love it. It's the Lifetime Dual Compost Tumbler. You can get it locally, again, suburbanprepping.com to get some links. Showing off composting for your backyard and tools that make it easier. I'm Joe Levi.